Scorpio, welcome. We're going to do your reading for the week of March 21st. We are going to take a peek at last week and into next week and see what's going on for you. I want to look at this card really quickly. We have improvement in the reverse, but it's not... So what it talks about is, it almost feels like you might be experiencing something this past week that is making you feel like you're moving backwards, right? So it's not that you're not improving, but something's coming in here where you feel like you've regressed in some way. When in actuality, that's an illusion, right? We don't go backwards. We're still gaining higher wisdom, but there's clearly something coming in this past week that might feel like you've moved backwards, right? It can certainly feel that way. We have emotional well-being for this week, and then we have getting unstuck. It says unstick the stuck. And that was a similar theme in the Cancer reading as well. So I've been getting kind of themes for the elements. I'm not really surprised because we've had that full moon in Virgo right at the time of the equinox. So we've just entered Aries season and springtime, and we're kind of getting into this movement energy, but it seems the theme for the water elements so far is kind of this needing to get unstuck, especially if you've been feeling like something's actually moved in the wrong direction, right? Let's look at this for you. Be sure to hit that like button. I really appreciate the support. And if you haven't subscribed, I recommend doing so. We have the Knight of Wands, the Fool, and the Two of Swords. Yeah. This perhaps some indecision is what's causing the slowdown here. We have the Queen of Swords, Three of Wands, and the Chariot. But I like it because we are getting unstuck. What a card to show up in this row, right? The Chariot is all about movement. So we have that to look forward to here. We have the King of Pentacles. Ignore this fly that got into my house. We actually had nice weather yesterday, so I was barbecuing, and what with it still being mid-March, I left the door wide open. And clearly there's a fly out there, alive and well, because he came in. King of Pentacles, Four of Wands, and the Hanged Man. Yep, breaking free here. And it's going to be a situation where you're breaking free due to your own determination and focus here. So if we can make a choice, we'll figure out what this indecision is about. But if we can make this choice, we're going to see some movement here. This week we have the Fool, the Three of Wands, and the Four of Wands. So there's definitely a desire here to expand, to have a new beginning, and to come into some sort of fruition here, some sort of manifestation here. It could even be a loving union that you're seeking, some sort of expansive, maybe conscious relationship here. Could also be that you've been kind of waiting for this to happen, right? We are going to look closer at this improvement in the reverse, this regression feeling like things have gone in the opposite direction, because we got all these people showing up here. Knight of Wands, Queen of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. So it looks to me like you're definitely interacting with some folks this past week that might have created this sensation of things not only not moving forward, but going in the backwards direction, right? Bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups, the Sun, the Star. Wow. Six of Swords, Page of Wands, Nine of Wands, King of Swords. I feel like we're definitely shifting towards something here because we've got the Six of Swords and look at this. Star, Sun, Nine of Cups. There's some sort of destined wish fulfillment, brightness, happiness coming in here. Could be some healing as well. But it looks to be as the result of some communication here. Got a lot of people showing up in your reading here, Scorpio. I do feel like someone's also very curious about you, so we're going to see how that shows up in your reading. You've got a very determined energy, and again, that was similar in the Cancer reading. So if you have any Cancer placements, you might check that out. Is Cancer showing up in your reading? We have Pisces, some Taurus, some Libra, Aries. All right. Let's figure out what this retro feeling is here. Knight of Wands, Queen of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. If this were to be all your energy, we definitely have some ambition and some clarity here about perhaps just wanting some stability in the future. But you might be in kind of a situation where, you know how like the saying goes, it always gets worse before it gets better, or it's always darkest before the dawn. So there could be a situation here where you've been seeking stability, seeking something prosperous, something stable, and yet you might be in this kind of flux at this time of things still breaking down from the past, right? So that's for someone out there. With the Knight of Wands, we have the Two of Wands and the Ace of Wands. The Queen of Swords. We have the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Cups. With the King of Pentacles, we have the Page of Wands. Wow. And the Emperor. So definitely seeking stability here. That's showing up here strongly. You might be dealing with a very strong masculine energy as well. This could be some new communication actually having arrived in this past week. In recent history, there could be that you have received some communication. This could even, especially with the King of Pentacles and the Emperor together, this could have been even a boss figure, maybe presenting an opportunity, or a job offer, some sort of inspired potential here. And then we have the Knight of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. There's a choice here on whether or not to take action on this new beginning. And I feel like, we've got a lot of communication here. We've also got the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Cups here. So for some of you, this could actually be a situation where you're presented with an offer. And this is just an example because I'm seeing these strong leadership energies here. For some of you, you are being presented, or you've been presented with an offer of employment or like a learning opportunity or something to do with like your purpose, your career, that kind of thing. But it could be that the offer itself is for a reduced position, or less pay than you're used to, or something along those lines. So when we get this retrograde feeling, it could be that this new opportunity has the potential for really good growth here, but it might be a situation where you actually have to take a step down in order to catch that next elevator up past where you are now, if that makes sense. So I would see this as like a situation where you probably leave one company to go to another, or perhaps you leave your normal job to start a business. So you might be taking a pay cut, or it might feel like you're starting from ground zero, right? But in actuality, it looks to me like this potential proposition offers larger growth in the future than where you might be at right now. I do feel like there's some love interest showing up here. And I'm wondering if there's someone coming into your experience here and you're either not seeing it or you're a little bit closed off here. We got the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Cups presenting themselves. This could be another water sign showing up, but you can see how this Knight of Cups is presenting his cup, and this Queen of Swords is not even looking in his direction. In fact, her cup is locked away down here. You know, the Queen of Swords tends to cut out emotion in order to use logic alone, and that could be because she's been through it, right? This Queen of Swords knows what it is to get hurt, and so she has to get kind of blunt and direct about things. This could also be a situation where you, as a water sign, have approached an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius here, and they have maybe taken a lack of interest or have ignored your proposition. So I do feel both here. So for some of you watching, I do feel like you've maybe tried to put your heart out there for someone and they've maybe not flat out ignored it, but maybe not taken an interest or reciprocated in some way that would demonstrate that they're interested. If that's the case, I do feel like there's someone else showing up here that is interested. And again, there's a curiosity here. Like I was saying, I feel like that showed up at the bottom of the deck. There's someone here that's curious about you. So I do feel like that is showing up here. And if that's the case, I do feel like you have options as far as which action to take here. You could have a situation where you can continue to try and pursue someone that's not maybe reciprocating that level of interest, or you can maybe take a chance on this other person that's clearly showing up wanting your attentions, right? So take that as it resonates. We got a lot of fire here. A lot of fire showing up. Some air and some water. And then we do have Taurus here with the King of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. Let's see what else we get here. I feel like the story's unfolding. We have water. It says emotional well-being, and of course we have the dolphin on this particular picture. So there's a, kind of a playful energy, a lighthearted kind of energy, but also the dolphin talks about communication. So there could be some communication about feelings, or simply like a recognition on your part of needing to get into a more positive place when it comes to your emotions, or being more emotionally fulfilled here. We have the Fool, the Three of Wands, and the Four of Wands. So I definitely feel strongly here that there's a desire for a new cycle, wanting something that's going to expand and continue to expand, and perhaps even come into a union of some kind. This can also be a manifestation, so we're going to figure out what that is. With the Fool, we have the Knight of Wands. So here's that Knight of Wands again. I actually feel like this is your energy, Scorpio, in that it's like the thing I want to take action on, and I have excitement about it, right? Yeah, there you are, Death card. So there's been an ending at some point in your recent experience. You've closed out some cycles here, and it looks like you're prepared to take a leap of faith in some direction. And it's gonna be something that excites you, right? It's gonna light that fire. So you'll know what it is, what this new start is, because it's exciting. It ignites some sort of passion within you. It could even be sexy, right? Because we have all this fire showing up. With the Three of Wands, we have the High Priestess and the Two of Cups. Wow. So you may be coming into contact with a Pisces. But I feel like this is a connection here that is like, there's a psychic connection. There's a playful, happy, excited energy to this. And I feel like that dolphin, how I was talking about that, the communication aspect of it, I feel like what this is showing up as is you actually have some kind of psychic, intuitive connection with this person. It's almost like someone that that you sit down and maybe you go to lunch or something, you're getting ready to have a conversation, and you finish each other's sentences, or you're both so like into the conversation and so excited about it, you're actually like really picking up on one another's thoughts and feelings and excitement here. It's this very like it's like you charge them up and they do the same to you. So it's this very like, I like this energy here. It feels like this swirling exchange, and it's just like you keep building one another up. I like that. Let's see what the Four of Wands is about. We have a King of Wands. So many personalities coming through here, and a Page of Cups. Yeah, so the Page of Cups was at the bottom of the deck, and that's where I was getting that there's someone here curious about you. You can see how he's like imagining things here, and he's showing up here now with this King of Wands energy. Again, there's a lot of fire showing up here. It does feel like this person's coming forward with a proposal of some kind. It might be kind of slight, right? It might be just like a comment or just like a side, I almost want to say joke or something, but it's like they're trying to feel you out. And I think it's because you both have like this very intense psychic connection here, and it might actually be kind of surprising for both of you. Like you can both pick up on it and you feel it, and it's like this new and different experience that you're having with this person. But I actually feel like more than them coming forward and saying something outright to you, I actually feel like they're starting to see you as this potential, this union. It's like, you know, those situations where like you've heard, or maybe you've experienced this, where like you meet someone and they're like, I just knew this was the one, or I knew I was going to marry this person. And I kind of feel like this person you're dealing with, this fire sign or water sign, is having that thought. They're like, oh, this is the person I'm going to be with. And they're just sure about it, right? And I think their curiosity is very piqued with you because of this really crazy exchange that the two of you have. Not only just while you're communicating, but it's just like, I don't know, there's a level of excitement here. And it's not just flirty, it's almost like this relief that you've both met someone that is, I don't know, aligned, right in line with you, really makes sense to you, gets you. Huh. Okay. Well, that got spicy. Let's see. We have unstick the stuck. So, I don't know. When I see this blue, and then I've got the Two of Swords here, with the similar blue here, we get a lot of blue on the swords cards. And it's because we're talking about thought, throat chakra, communication, right? And what I'm feeling, I feel like, if anything, the stuck thing here has been a mental thing. So we're going to try and figure out what this potential indecision is here. And maybe it's just because you've had your affections directed towards someone else here in the past, and it's not going anywhere with that person. It's like they've kind of blocked you out, or maybe removed themselves from your energy. Let's see. With the Two of Swords, we have the Queen of Cups. We got so much water. Typically for me, that's Cancer, Pisces, right? That could certainly be your energy. With those two cards coming up together, this is like heavy intuition. And we have the Seven of Swords. Maybe there's a little bit of fear cropping up here because we're worried about... I'm going to put a pause on that. Let me finish clarifying and I'll dive into it. The Chariot, we have the Six of Pentacles. Yep. And the Five of Pentacles. The Hanged Man, we have the Two of Swords again. And the Eight of Pentacles. So, what this feels like to me is that I do feel like there's a choice here. I do feel like you have a choice when it comes to where you're directing your energy. Like I said, when we get the Chariot, it's because we have movement, but it's driven by the fact that we have determination and we've decided where that energy is going to go. And then we get the Six of Pentacles. So I do feel like someone here wants to put the effort in and give to you, and the option is for you to return that, right? The other option here is to deal with someone who's not returning that energy. And that's exactly what we have showing up here. Someone who's kind of ignoring your approach, and someone that's decided to be curious about you, right? So I think that if we're getting stuck here, it's because we need to choose between which one of these energies we're going to give our attention and our focus to. I do feel like on an intuitive level, you're being guided here, definitely. You're intuitively going to pick up on which way to go. And I don't think it's going to be like this quiet whisper. I feel like the energy exchange that you have with this person this week is going to be strong enough that it's going to be like, oh, this is the one, right? Because this other option here has shown up once in your reading. It hasn't come through anywhere else. So, essentially, you're kind of, I do feel like you're purposely trying to tap into your intuition to decide what to put your effort towards here with this Two of Swords and Eight of Pentacles. You might be taking a little time to get some perspective, right? But I do feel like there's maybe some fears cropping up here. It could very well be that in the past, you have dealt with liar, cheater, stealer type energy. You've maybe been in experiences where that heightened energy, right, often led to someone being hot or cold or being kind of a player, right? Or there's definitely some sexual energy here in this reading. So it could be that your fears are cropping up about, if I give my energy to this, is it just going to end up being that it dies and they shift that energy to someone else, if that makes sense. So I feel like that's just a fear here. I feel like you're going to choose to remove your energy from this other person here that's maybe not been, reciprocating your attentions here. I also want to say here, though, that there could be some strong similarities between the person that's approaching you, this fire or water sign here, and someone you've dealt with in the past. So it could show up, it could be exciting, there's this just like powerful exchange, you might have a very strong, sudden connection with this person, they're clearly a soulmate. But I feel like you've probably had this happen in the past and you're like, am I just going back to the same situation, right? I hope that was helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Leave me a comment down below if that was your reading. Hot energy there. Have fun with it. Bye.